The influencer marketing industry continues to see explosive growth and today is valued at over $13 billion. With that being said, it's totally possible for content creators to get paid real money from brands that they love. So in today's YouTube video, I am going to dive into my 5 biggest tips for getting more paid brand deals in 2022. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here. My name is Austin and I am a fashion and beauty content creator based in New York City. Here on my YouTube channel, I help micro-influencers create great content, grow their digital brands, and generate sustainable income from content creation. So if any of that interests you, please do consider subscribing to my channel for new videos every Tuesday. In my almost 10 years as an influencer, I've gotten to work with some really amazing brands like the New York Times, HelloFresh, Walmart, Kohl's, Glossier, and more, even as a micro-influencer. And brand deals accounted for more than half of my total creator income from 2021. So today I wanted to go through my top 5 tips for content creators that frankly most content creators and influencers are not doing that will help you land more paid brand deals and get responses when you pitch brands. Let's get right into it, starting with my number 1 tip, which is please make it easy for brands to contact you and offer you brand deals. I'll give you an example from my personal life. So just about 5 years ago, I was sitting on my couch in my Brooklyn apartment with my roommate watching The Bachelor, and I was complaining about how I never get to go on any dates, I never meet anybody, and she was like, "Are you trying to though?" And she was completely right. I was all about my new job as an editor at Nylon, and when I wasn't working at Nylon, I was at home trying to build my blog. I was not on dating apps. I wasn't really going out and meeting people, and so as a result, I wasn't dating anybody. So I got on some apps, which, sucks, but I got on them. I went out and lo and behold, I ended up meeting Andrew. But the point of my story is to put yourself out there and make it known that you are interested. So is your email in your Instagram bio? Are you signed up on the influencer network so that you can receive brand opportunities that are a fit for you? Do you have a partnerships page on your website? This is one that I really wish more creators would do. I originally got the idea from Brittany Hennessy's book called Influencer, and I definitely would recommend that all creators create a partnerships page on their blog. I'll share mine on the screen so you can see what it looks like. It's really just a quick description of what working with me is like, naming some previous brand partners, and then actually embedding previous examples of sponsored posts on my Instagram, my TikTok, my YouTube, and my blog. It may sound really simple, but again, you'd be surprised how many creators are actually not doing this. Let's move on to my second tip, which is to focus on building relationships before you focus on sealing deals. I could use a dating example here again, but I think you got the idea with the last one. A lot of content creators decide to reach out to brands and try to cold pitch them, which can sometimes work and you're totally allowed to try, but the cold pitch email success rate is between 1% and 5%. So you'll need to send 100 emails to get 1 to 5 people just to respond to you, and that doesn't guarantee that they'll end up working with you. So rather than trying to cold pitch a brand partnership right out of the gate, I believe that if you have not yet talked to a brand, if you don't have a contact there, but you're really passionate about them, either A, because you've tried their products and love them, or B, because you've tried similar products and brands and you have a feeling your audience would love them as well, that's a great reason to reach out to the brand and try to get an introduction to them. I have been really lucky to do 15-minute to 30-minute intro calls with brands like Versed, which I'm now an affiliate for Versed, Steve Madden, First Aid Beauty, and other brands that maybe I haven't worked with in a paid capacity yet, but now they understand who I am, they've put a face to my name, and I've gotten a chance to get on the phone and ask them questions like, hey, how are you working with influencers right now? Or like, what are your main focuses for this next quarter? It's truly unbelievable what a tiny bit of either FaceTime or what a phone call can do for you and building a relationship with brands that you care about. And again, you can do this from anywhere. If you're in a major city, and brands are too, you can obviously reach out for a quick coffee meeting or something in person, but realistically, a lot of people are going to do this virtually, even if they are based in major cities like I am. I also wanted to mention that in a similar vein to this, it is much easier to re-sign an existing client than to go out and get a new client. The success rate of selling to a customer who's already purchased something from you once is between 60 to 70%, while the success rate of selling to a customer who's not yet bought anything from you is only 5 to 20%. So don't discount your previous brand partners. In fact, they should be the first people that you're reaching out to in order to see if they want to work with you again if you had a good experience with them. Once you place the building blocks for this relationship and make it clear that you're interested in working with a brand, when it's time for them to cast for campaigns, you will be top of mind and they'll end up reaching out to you. I think that sometimes in business we feel a lot of pressure to just focus on what the next money-making activity we're doing is, but networking is extremely important in this industry. It's very small and close-knit and everybody knows everybody else, so it really is worth it to spend the time building these connections. On a similar note of relationship building, my third tip is that copy and paste pitches just don't fly anymore. I fully believe that a super short and to the point customized pitch to a brand will get you a higher response rate than a long-winded email that is copy and pasted to 30 different brands about how much you want to work with them and how much you love their brand. And again, yes, this does take a little bit longer, but it will also get you more results. If you guys want access to my complete pitching strategy for brands, where I talk about everything from what makes a pitch stand out to things to do before you pitch, looking at pitch templates and a pitch checklist, I do have all of that packaged together in my ebook called Write on Pitch. It's available on my website, and that really has my in-depth strategy and different tactics for how I have been successful pitching brands in the past. But just to give you a little taste of what's in there in this video today, I would say that there are three main things that you should include in your pitch email. Number one is either a really quick intro of yourself or your idea. And again, if you're pitching a brand that you have not yet talked to, please be sure to link at least your main social platform so that a brand can click through and check it out. Keep your main pitch to 2 to 3 sentences and give a specific idea of how you could work together with the brand that you're reaching out to. And last but not least, you'll want to close with some kind of call to action. And remember, the person who is receiving this email is likely receiving thousands of the same email every single week. And if they actually want to work with you and are trying to think through like, okay, what's the next step here? What do I have to do to just save them the trouble of doing that? Whatever you want the next step or outcome to be of that pitch email, include it in your notes so that the person knows exactly where to go from there. Let's move on to tip number 4, which will be to show the brand the analytics that actually matter and that they really want to see to understand if you'll be the right fit for them. Now, this step will be after the initial pitch, once you enter the negotiation stage or maybe the brand has asked you for more information. So you can do this a few different ways. You can send them written out in an email what your demographics are. You can send them screenshots of your analytics, or you can also, at this point, share a media kit. Now, I wouldn't recommend sending a media kit in your initial email just because anything with an attachment has the potential of going to a spam folder, and you don't want that to happen. If you guys are looking for more details about how to create a media kit, I actually have a whole video where I show you an in-depth tutorial of how to create a media kit from start to finish in Canva, and I also talk about what information to include in it. So I will leave a link to that video down below in the description box in case you're interested in checking it out next. And again, you have the opportunity here to highlight both quantitative and qualitative data that will help sell the brand on you. If you know that this brand is trying to target Gen Z consumers and your audience is 70% ages 18 to 24, definitely tell the brand that. Are they launching a new store in the city you happen to live in and maybe 30% of your audience is based in that city? That is good to know. If you post a selfie and then get 30 DMs from people asking you to drop the hair routine, think about maybe framing that around a pitch to the hot tool that you use to style your hair. You have to be able to communicate your unique value to a brand because there are thousands of fashion bloggers out there. There are thousands of beauty influencers out there, but why should a brand want to work with you? And that brings me to tip number 5, which is ask not what your brand partners can do for you, but what you can do for your brand partners. I mean, personally, I think the benefit of an influencer working with a brand is extremely obvious. You get to work with a cool brand that you love and you get paid for it, ideally. What is the benefit of the brand working with you? So if the brand is about to strike a deal with you or you have decided to move forward and work together in some way, I really believe that the biggest question you should be asking the brand before you even sign a contract or before you get sent product, before you really get started is, what is the goal here? If you don't understand what the goal of a partnership is as an influencer, then the brand is going to be measuring the success of the campaign against something that you might not even be aware of, and that could be setting you up to fail. Most brand campaigns will typically be focused on one KPI, key performance indicator, that is a metric of success for the brand campaign. If they think the goal of the campaign is to get as many link sticker taps as possible on your Instagram stories, but you thought the goal of the campaign was to position the brand in a really cool way in your content, then there's a big disconnect there. Asking the brand what the goal of their campaign is critical because it will define what success looks like as a result of the campaign. And I can promise you that there is a very small percentage of creators who are out there asking this question. So you should be one of them because it shows an understanding of the industry you're in, and it shows that you're really thinking about this from a marketing perspective. So be thoughtful, be professional, and go out and get paid. Now, if you've been thinking about reaching out to brands and you feel like your social media profiles need a little bit of a facelift, or you just want to do a bit of a refresher, I did want to share that I do have a free guide that I created called the Influencer Launchpad. This is a guide that I put together based on feedback from my community, so thank you all so much for inspiring this product. And inside the Influencer Launchpad, you will find a quiz for what platform is your biggest strength. You'll find a quiz for finding your why as an influencer, and you'll find tons of other good things in there, like planning out your content pillars, 30 free evergreen content ideas that you can tailor to every niche, iPhone photography tips, and so much more. It really is just like a quick crash course guide on the influencer industry. So you can grab that from austentosone.com/subscribe, or as always, there is a link to it down below in the description box of this video. All right, you guys, I hope you're feeling inspired. Let me know if you have any questions that I didn't address in this video. Please leave me a comment down below, and thank you so much for watching. I do hope that you will subscribe to my channel if you're not already for new videos every Tuesday. Give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video, and you can also turn on the notifications so that you never miss a video from me and you get notified right when I upload. I'll be back again next week with another new video. Until then, I hope you have an amazing rest of your day. Bye!